So for today's video, I was going to do a voiceover of one of my recent new high scores for Crashland. Figure I'd try something new since it's been a while since I've actually made videos, but I'm back now and I see that people have really started beating some of my scores on Crashland, which I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see people are still playing this game, and it gives me some more reason to play some more Crashland. Today will be the level 8 Electric Shock, and we're just gonna get right into it, and I'll just go over as the video plays. You guys really wanted to make it more difficult for me to having all the levels that I gotta rebeat the score on being 8-minute long levels, but you know, that's whatever. So at the beginning of Electric Shock here, we got bombarded by a lot of these Banshees. I try my best to take out the Banshees as fast as possible. That's one thing I've decided that I've really learned to, in Crashland, is you really want to just kill as fast as you can, which should be pretty obvious if you're trying to go for the high score. You're trying to get as many kills as possible. But my main focus a lot of the time when I first started going for high scores was using explosives and trying to maximize my score for each kill by getting kills with explosives. But as I've learned that especially on specific levels, that is not always the best case. Here we have the shield hoppers, which are probably one of the most annoying enemies to deal with on this level. The big worms here, they will you either could get lucky and get them early on in the level like this, which is good because they're worth a good amount of points, or you may not see them until the end of the level. Here we got the electric eel. This is the first level that you will encounter these on in this game, and trying to deal with them as fast as possible is usually the best, as I keep on getting jumped by Banshees here. Dealing with Banshees as fast as possible is really what's gonna help on this level specifically. If you get a bunch of them spawning, trying to really kill them, and you'll see that killing them while they're on the ground is very ineffective. I'm very curious on how Banshees work, because they seem to really take a long time to kill when they're on the ground, even if you hit their weak spots. You really want to try and go with the Impaler on this level, which, since I haven't played this game in a while, my aim was pretty off with the Impaler in this, but I still was able to make it work as best as possible. Here, using the boost balls to try and clear out those shield hoppers quickly, because the shield hoppers really slowing you down can really hurt your score on this level with how long it takes to kill them, and they don't provide a whole lot of points. Here we got the good old shock slugs. Just try and use a Impaler to knock them out as fast as possible. I was really trying to figure out a way to cycle through my primary weapons on this level, because through the whole level you have burst fire, rapid fire, and I believe that is it. Burst fire and rapid fire. Rapid fire is definitely good for the longer ranges, just because it is way more accurate. Oh, there's also precision fire, which becomes rare. Here we get the quad damage, which whenever you get one of those in a run, you really want to make the most of it, because that can really get your score up there. So I try to make the most of it here. I see the electric eels here, so I take the opportunity with this to really knock that out of the sky as fast as possible, so we don't got to deal with it. Kill these shriekers before they really slow us down. Now, though I don't use the boosted shots much while in quad damage, though it really depends, because obviously using the boosted shots can really, you know, make you kill things even faster. But I worry about using that because it still does drain your boost meter, which I try not to do to keep my charged perk active. However, while having quad damage or the super charge, the green power-up, you do constantly recharge boost energy. But if a boost ball were to drop while I'm using that, I would automatically pick it up, and shooting boost balls is the biggest way of getting your score up, so I try not to use the boost energy if I don't need to. Now, once we get the chopper here, I really decided to... I feel like the chopper is the best all-around... best around for your charged weapon. Or boomstick weapon, that's what it's called, right? I gotta remember what everything's called in this. It's been a while since I've played this. Plasma grenade still is pretty useful in this level, mainly to deal with some of the grouped up enemies or deal with the crabs, but you don't see many. Crabs don't spawn too often on this level. Here we get a huge amount of boost balls, which is really big. But the chopper is pretty useful for this level because of the hoppers, because it's just easier to use than the impaler, and you can hit more enemies than with the impaler. But if you're accurate enough with the impaler for some enemies, the impaler is better than the chopper. Here, gotta take out the other eel, which you could either use the plasma grenade or impaler to knock out the shield on the electric eel before it's able to shoot you. Trying to, using your different primary weapons, cycling through them really helps on this level, because burst fire is really good for closer range. It just kills a lot better, but trying to use it at longer range is very inaccurate. Your rapid fire is a little bit more accurate at longer ranges, but I find it definitely does not kill as fast than if you were to, say, use precision fire and just shot a little bit faster. But here, yeah, this is where the chopper is just a little bit more useful, especially against the banshees, because you can use the impaler against the banshees, but you have to make sure you really hit that weak spot if you want to kill them, where with the chopper you can be a lot more lenient with your accuracy to kill the banshees. We get really lucky with these boost balls. Sadly, was not able to split that yellow boost ball. Every time I miss a split on a boost ball, it really hurts. But I just keep going, because that's the one thing. I don't just quit when I feel like my score isn't going to be high. I keep going through the level, because you never know how a level can play out in this game. Now we start getting the worms again, trying to knock them out as fast as possible to get as many of them to spawn as possible, because they are worth a large amount of points. But constantly keep moving, because those rocks that they throw at you is very threatening. Landing those impaler shots is very crucial for damage. I have been using the spoiled perk. If you see, whenever a power-up drops, I get boost ball drops, which I feel like has been more consistent for points. So I've been using that over, I'm trying to think, whatever the perk is that increases explosive damage, because I really feel like that is not as necessary now on a lot of levels, especially on this level, because though explosives do play a part in this level, because you do get plasma grenades and stuff, a lot of the enemies do not die very easily to explosives, so I felt like spoiled would be a more consistent way for extra points. And I find myself, if I focus too much on trying to get kills with explosives, I kill slower than if I just try and kill them with anything. And here we're at the end of the level. It went pretty good. Ooh, here you can see how absolutely tanky these things are when they're on the ground. I couldn't even kill it before we finished. But there we are. That was the new high score for Electric Shot. We actually broke 200,000, which was very surprising. It actually took me a lot of attempts to actually get to that score on this level. Most of the attempts I did die in, because it's been coming back to this game. It's it takes a little bit of time to get used to, but I hope you guys enjoyed that little voiceover. It went kind of fast. This is my first time trying to really do voiceovers like this, but as I do more, I'll get better, but I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.